everybody. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. How's it going? How is it going? Yeah? Hi. Stay right here. There you go. There you go. How's it going, everybody? How are we doing this morning? I know, isn't it amazing? I'm obsessed with this wrap. The other one was a wrap just for like cozy, like skin to skin time with the baby, but wasn't meant to hold them. This one is specifically for, I know, for holding. Yeah, there you go. And I can be hands-free, which is my favorite part about it. Good morning. Might have the grand stay been up for a couple hours already. Oh, a happy day for Grandma. That's exciting. Yes, yes, yes. Are we cozy? Are you so cozy? I'm usually up and dressed at this hour, but I'm here in bed. Hey, why not? It's so much better. It's so much better. Yeah. What a win. I've got hands-free. Hey, Ray, look. Ray, we're twins. Is that exciting or what? I know. It's so nice, Ray. Like, literally the best thing ever. And we get to be twins, too. Okay. You should tell Caddy that she's excited to be twins with Caddy. Because that's how it goes, right? If we're twins, then they're twins. That's it. That's the whole thing. Yes, yes. Morning. Oh, well, I will definitely get it uploaded for you, Avery. And I hope you have a great day as well. Are you doing anything fun today? Are you going to do something fun, exciting? Hey, Roxy. Let's get our coffee made. Just wanted to walk in from dance and say hi. Whoa, wow. Hi, welcome in from dance. I can't wait till she gets to do dance. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I just wanted to say again how much I love it. Oh, thank you, Sloth. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you. You are also so kind to everybody. Don't think it goes unnoticed. It's very noticed. The colors are perfect. Whoever made this, like, and they gave me a scrunchie that matches. You guys want to see? They sent this with it too, so that she and I can match. Kind of fun, right? I didn't expect it. I didn't order it, but I'm not mad about it. I do wear scrunchies all the time, so honestly, why not? Why not? Book club indeed, and I can move now. Look at these little leggies. Toes. She's wearing a onesie that her grandma bought her. Yeah. She's got her little seat. Look how secure she is. No hands. I think I'm doing it right? The people who know how to wear these wraps, this is how you're supposed to do it, right? Like, her face is visible. I can see her. She can breathe. I can kiss the top of her head so she's high enough. It's here. Is she your kid? Oh, yes. This one came out of my body quite quickly. Does she sleep all night? No. Not all night, but she is a good sleeper, I will say. She does sleep in 3 to 4 hour stretches, which I'd say is a win for her age because she's not yet 1 month. But sleep all night? No. No. Thank you. Thank you. She's new. She's new to all of us. Well, except me, because she lived inside me for many, many months. Many, many moons, huh? Many moons. Many moons. She's like, enough, I'm sleeping, leave me alone. And I'm like, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Slime Club. Yes, we will have slime coming up soon. We might even have a slime live maybe Monday or Tuesday. Yeah. Hi. Hi, morning, Naisa. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, what else? I I know, she's the best snuggler. Everybody loves snuggling her, Roxy. You would have such a good time snuggling her. So to the other moms, dads, and aunties and uncles in the group, today we're playing our favorite game. So if I have to jump up in book club at any moment and go change a diaper, it's because we've been playing the game Poops or Toots for the last 24 hours. Does anyone else know this game? It's our favorite game in this household. Poops or Toots, and we never know, but we're waiting for it to be Poops. And only moms and dads and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas talk about Poops so much. Right? Right, little one? I missed that stage. I know. Oh, you missed it because of your back. Oh. But how are you healing, Roxy? I love that game best when it's not me guessing. Yes. Well, currently it's me not guessing, just hoping. But it is an interesting game, right? Poops or Toots? Poops or Toots? Hey, Amanda. But you know, it's a good game. Baby gamifies just like her mommy. That's right. We gamify everything, don't we, sweet girl? It's not my favorite game, but it is a popular one. Yes. When I say favorite game, I mean more like we just need it to be over, you know? Still restricted. How restricted would you say? She's almost 4 weeks. Not quite yet. She turns 4 weeks on the 25th. But it is a Saturday, so I guess it is 4 weeks, isn't it? You're right, in a way, right? You'll be for 3 months. Oh, wow. I guess she was born 4 Saturdays ago, huh? That's kind of weird, right? Because it's not the 25th yet? How does math work, you guys? Can somebody clarify why math is weird? My brain is not a math brain. Why am I still holding on to all these milks? Who knows? 4 weeks, not a month yet. Yes, 4 weeks. You're right, Amanda. You're 100% right. No bending, twisting, or lifting. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I highly dislike the counting thing. 25th makes it a month with 4 weeks. Does too. I know, right, Sloth? That's what I was thinking. 30.5 days average per month. You're right. It's true. You know, it is messing it up. That's right, Jen. It's the different, yeah. Either way you count. Yes, she is growing perfectly. That's right. You're growing and you're perfect. She's getting to be a big girl. She is almost the weight that all of her cousins were when they were born. All of her cousins were about 8 pounds or more when they were born, and she has almost reached their birth weights. Is that funny or what? You're the littlest one of all your cousins to be born. None of your cousins were born small like you. They were all big babies. Sucks to be their mommies, huh? I mean, their mommies love them, but ouch. Ouch. Okay. Hey, Gigi, how are you? Coffee. Free hands. I can hold the phone. I can hold the coffee. I can drink the coffee. I've entered an entirely new era, and it's a glorious one. Yum, yum, yum. Glad to have you here. All right, I'm going to put my coffee on my coaster. Sorry, you guys had to get so close to 9 pounds a month early. That was my brother, Kimberly. I'm not joking. Okay, so not exactly a month. My brother was born about 3 weeks early. Do you see my deep focus from some? You know what? We have been swamped the last couple of days, so I haven't had time to check the DMs, but I will, and I'll make sure I get the stuff for you. My brother, Kimberly, hands-free is the best, Gigi. My brother was born 3 weeks early, and he was 9 pounds 3 ounces. 3 weeks early. Was he trying to kill my 5'1" mother? Why does TikTok feel the need to filter nothing? Truly, Sloth. I ask this daily. My nephew's baby's coming at 9 pounds right now and still not weighted. Gracelyn is live. Say hi to Auntie Cat. Yeah. Say hi. Say hello. I want you to come cuddle me. Look at this little hand. Beep boop. Boop. It was lovely. She hasn't stopped growing yet. My brother has stopped growing, but he's also 32, so like we're not growing anymore at 32. But I mean, wild. How tall are you, Kimberly? Because my mom is 5'1". Can you imagine being 5'1", and you can call her Gracelyn. That's her internet name. Her due date is March 12th, and they want to induce if she gets a big. It's kind of early. Well, I guess not. We're getting to the end of the month, aren't we? Oh my gosh, my brain. You were 10 pounds, 12 ounces. That's, yeah, I mean, that's what. No, really, I was thinking mummy inspired. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. We can definitely do a mummy inspired slime in honor of her. Yeah. Yeah, I want to order a Rice Krispie treat scent. I was a month early and I was 5 pounds, 5 ounces. I could wear Cabbage Patch. That's amazing, Sloth. She was pretty close to your size. I'm not gonna lie. When we left the hospital, she was 5 pounds, 12 ounces. Not that different. She was itty bitty. Is Gracelyn close to her real name? It's not, unfortunately. That's what makes it so funny, that they sent us a blanket that says Gracelyn, despite the fact that it is not even near her real name. It doesn't really even contain a lot of the same letters, which is funny. My baby was 7 pounds 10 ounces. She's almost 2 months out. Well, congratulations, Olivia. Olivia, we love your name, by the way. We almost used your name for this baby, but we didn't because we have a niece named Olivia. But Olivia was on our list of names that we like, and we almost wanted to use. If we had not had a niece named Olivia, this baby might have been named Olivia. But we do, so we didn't. I know, you were almost an Olivia. You could have been an Olivia in another universe. Yes, you could have. You could be Olivia, but you're not, because you have a cousin, Olivia. She's Gracelyn, she's Jasmine, she's Secret Baby, she's Princess. I love that line, yes. It's a great name. I know like 5 Olivias, and I love all of them, but obviously it means that we can't really use it. I think they were all a month early and above 19 pounds. I think they may have been off. Yeah, I mean, did you have a boy name just in case? We did. We were going to use Oliver if it was a boy, because Olivia, Oliver, we liked both. Yeah, which I think is cool, right? But it was a girl, so we didn't use either of those. But it was going to be, yeah, that's what that was going to be it. We had 2 names picked out for each gender. You can just call her Gracelyn. Yeah, that's her internet name. She's got a lot of internet names, but it takes a long time to list them all. So we'll just go with Gracelyn for today. We'll pick a new one every day. Today is Gracelyn Day. A different day might be Jasmine Day. Everyone who knows about her Jasmine obsession, someone remind me to blur out her face and show you her Jasmine photo that the photographer gave us. They took a picture of her with a magic lamp on a magic carpet in the clouds. You're gonna die. It's the cutest thing. There's a little magic lamp, there's a little cloud, a little carpet. It's so cute. She loves Jasmine. It's her favorite. I think I told, the newborn photos were great. Great, Kimberly. They went really, really well. She handled it really excellently. The team behind those photos, you guys, if you are in the Southern California area and you need photos for literally anything, use the White Rabbit Studios team. They are so phenomenal at their job. Height of professionalism, baby whisperers, their photos are perfect. I mean, cannot say enough good things about them. Also, they turned like a sneak peek of photos around to me in like 10 seconds. It was amazing. They were so good to us, huh? They were so good to you. No eyes. No fingies in the eyes. Fingies don't go in eyes. No thank you. No thank you. Yeah. Do you show her face? We do not. But you can see her little hand. It's the cutest hand that ever was. Look at this cute little hand. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. We decided to let her make the decision to show her face or not in her life when she's a grown-up. I know, she makes the grunt. She is the loudest sleeper, you guys. She does have a lot of hair. She's got tons of hair. Look at this. Tons of hair. And it's all black like mine. Yes, we have a very noisy sleeper. She talks in her sleep continuously, all night long. If you think I'm joking, I'm not. The funny thing about it is, she does not talk in her sleep most of the day, just mostly at night and book club. Why, you might ask? Who's to say? Who's to say, sweet lady? Yeah. Yeah. Does that keep you awake when she's talking? You know what? I've learned to sort of sleep through it, but I kind of like that she talks in her sleep, specifically because I don't worry if she's breathing or not. Exactly. That's exactly right, Kat. Exactly. I don't worry whether or not she's breathing because I can hear her very clearly. She is talking to me nonstop, so I'm like, well, at least she's still alive. When mommy's hair appointment, I thought I remembered. You know what? I don't have an appointment. I just dyed this myself. I put the pink on the blonde parts myself to do like a pink and black situation. My guy who does my hair probably won't be in town until June for Pride. So I probably won't have an appointment until then. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, today we are on chapter... Truly? Yeah, truly? Today, my friend wanted to read Evelyn Hugo, so I'm rereading it with her. I read that maybe like 2.5 or 3 years ago, I want to say. It was pretty good. Yeah. Okay, we are at 78% in the book, which means that I have to get our next book lined up because we're almost done, but I'll deal with that in the chat. We don't have book club tomorrow, so I can deal with it over tomorrow and figure out, when we'll be finishing this. This is chapter 34, so let's get into it. Maleficae quodam maleficae futuri by Amanda C. Later. Purpose unknown. A what? This is an unknown spell. We don't know what this spell does. Pray tell, why would you risk a spell that you don't know what it does? Why? I know. It's weird, right? Yeah. I know. Shiver me timbers. Yeah. Tell me about it. All right. James Juniper catches her sister around the shoulder and eases her down to the black scorched stones. Agnes is trying to explain between gulps and shudders about Gideon Hill and the election and Eve and votes for women and the burning of the library, but Juniper isn't sure how much sense she's making. Okay, so anyone who wasn't here yesterday, they have made it through the doors of the tower to the 3 witch ghosts, the mother, the maiden, and the crone. And one of them said, what do you need? And Juniper's trying to explain it. So that's why it said she's trying to explain all this stuff, but she's probably just babbling. That's what they're talking about. The 3 watch her with concern in their mismatched eyes. The 3 who shouldn't have eyes at all, who should just be dead, but aren't. Juniper watches the maiden, all deer skin and white flesh, and resists the urge to touch her and see if her hand passes through her skin. Eventually, the mother just says, "Oh, hush, child," and Agnes hiccups to a stop. The mother stamps her foot once, and then a sudden wind whips through the tower, scoring away the heaps and ashes and the sting of smoke. The maiden flicks her hand, and moss wriggles up between the seams of her flagstone floor. The green and soft spring, the crone sets herself with a huff that makes Juniper think of Mama Mags. "Start at the beginning," she orders. And Juniper wonders which beginning she means, the day that they called the tower into St. George and found one another again, or 7 years before when she ran down the rutted road after her sisters, begging them not to leave her. Or maybe she means the beginning of their story, as in the same is the middle and the end. Once there were 3 sisters, that one. But Agnes starts with Eve instead, which Juniper figures is the beginning of an entirely different story. She tells the 3 about the fever that they couldn't cure and the mockingbird message that she shouldn't have sent. She tells them about Hill holding a red curl of her daughter's hair, and Juniper feels the pain of it in the binding between them and the open wound of sow and salt. And even if we could find Eve, I don't think we can save her. Hill's powerful, and it's not just in the usual way. He's got followers and these shadows that creep around the city. But a stillness follows over the 3 as she says the word shadows. Even their serpents stop coiling and twinning. Their hot coal eyes are fixed on Agnes. The mother swears in a language that Juniper thinks might be the dialect of hell. Almost sounds. Why can't I get the accent right? One moment, please. Almost sounds like you met him, Juniper drawls, and the maiden bares her teeth in an expression that bears no relation at all to a smile. "Oh, I've met him," she hisses. "Oh, this is my baby. This baby came right out of my body. This one belongs to me. Yes, wholly and entirely my baby. She even looks a little bit like me, huh? You have my nose. You have my nose. Boop.
He's the man who bested us at Avalon, the mother growls. And he's the man who burned us afterward. Heard he got sainthood out of it, the crone finishes. The bastard, she adds reflexively. Juniper thinks that she's never heard a silence quite like the one that follows there. There's a depth and a coldness to it, and a thoroughness that exists only after sundown on the other side of nowhere, where 6 witches and their familiars have just learned that they have a common enemy. That's true, I do have to share her with her dad. I know, right, Liz? That's funny. Well, shit, Juniper says, and then more emphatically she says, shit. Bella rallies first, clinging to the last fraying thread of reason. But how? There's no such thing as the Fountain of Youth or the Philosopher's Stone. How is he still alive? How are you 3 still alive? Well, we're not alive, strictly speaking. The maiden strokes her adder with one finger. I mean, alive, really. I never liked being called the crone. I'm the forgotten one of the name my mother gave me, but I'm sure it wasn't that. And she is no maiden who smiles distinctly in an She is no maiden. The crone points her chin at the maiden, who smiles in a distinctly unmaiden-like fashion. Well, I am a mother, muses the woman who's in armor, but I'm more than a mother, too. Bella resettles her spectacles. Okay, but the spell to call back the lost ways of Avalon, it requires a maiden, a mother, and a crone, did it not? And the crone shrugs. Every woman is usually at least one of those things. Sometimes a woman is all 3 of those things, and a few other things besides. Bella blinks several times. So we weren't called then, or chosen? Juniper figures she's remembering the thing that drew them together that day, the tugging of the line between them, and the crone makes a sound that can only be described as a cackle. She catches her breath and tries to answer, and then she breaks into another fit of cackles. Chosen? If you 3 were chosen, it was by circumstance, by your own need. That's all magic really is. The space between what you have and what you need. Ooh. I like that. Magic is the space between what you have and what you need. Bella looks like a woman shuffling through several dozen questions that have occurred to her, but Agnes beats her to it. Well, what do you know about Gideon Hill? And the 3 look at one another, stillness settling back over them. The maiden lifts her chin, hair sliding back over pale shoulders. Well, he's more alive than anyone. The mother's eyes flick again to the milk trails on Agnes's blouse. Wait, what? I'm going to reread that because I think I missed something and I don't understand. Bella looks like a woman shuffling through several dozen questions that have occurred to her, but Agnes beats her to it. Well, what do you know about Gideon Hill? And the 3 look at one another and stillness settles over them. The maiden lifts her chin, hair sliding back over pale shoulders. More than anyone alive. Oh, there you go. They know more about Hill than anyone alive. I got the words mixed up. The mother's eyes flick back to the milk trails on Agnes's blouse. And we know enough to help you, I hope. The crone heaves along a humorless sigh. Let us start from the beginning. Oh, we're getting another story, you guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for a story, sweet girl? This one is called The Tale of the Last 3 Witches of the West. Yeah. Are you ready for it? Do you want to settle for the story? Do you want to settle down for the story? Yeah. Okay, here we go. The Tale of the Last 3 Witches of the West. Once upon a time, there were 3 witches. The first was a scholar of Samarkand who dedicated her life to the study of words and witchcraft, who mastered 100 languages and 1,000 potions, who consulted with princes and khans and 2 continents. The second witch was a slave from the Zan sold in Constantinople, who used the witching of her ancestors and her captors to free herself and her daughters, who made her bloody way through the world as the commander of a band of mercenaries. The third witch was a peasant girl from the Black Down Hills, abandoned with her brother in the deep dark of the trees. The boy returned to his village some years later His sister was never seen or heard from again, except as the green-eyed shadow, a rumor with white teeth. They were, in short, 3 ordinary witches of their time, perhaps a shade more desperate and half a step more learned, but certainly not legends. None of them would have been remembered at all if it wasn't for the plague, a ghastly, uncanny illness that crept into every village and down every city street and left bloated bodies behind it. Most witches helped where they could, but the sickness came quickly and killed even quicker, and even the cleverest witch couldn't save them at all. I know, right? Yes, no, not Istanbul. Definitely Constantinople. Wink, wink. Honey, you want to be up? You want to be up? Okay. This failure, all the people they couldn't save and the husbands and aunts and neighbors left behind, grief-crazed, became their indeed undoing. Rumors began to spread that the plague was unnatural, that it was the work of women witches. Somehow such evil must be purged from the world, and when a hero arose, promising to be a light against the darkness, dressed in white but trailed by black shadows, the people followed him. George of Hyle was not a saint then. He was merely a witch, no different than the witches he hunted, except that he was a man, and man's power was God-given. But how could a man work witchcraft? Bella interrupts, and the maiden laughs at her. You think magic cares what's between your legs, or how you do your hair? Bella doesn't bother interrupting again. His followers burned the books first, swallowing centuries of learning in just seconds, and then George asked, What of the women who carry the words and the ways in their skulls, who will surely teach them to their daughters and their sisters? Then they came for the witches, the hedge witches in their caves and the hollow trees, the midwives and the soothsayers, the sibyls and the scholars. The witches fought them with every jinx and curse that they knew, but the harder they fought, the more frightened the people became, and the larger George's armies grew. The witches burned beside their books. What words and ways were preserved were slipped into songs and rhymes and folded into fables. Women sang them to their children and taught them to their sisters, and even the watchful neighbors and listening shadows thought nothing of that. The purge continued. The world changed. The weeds and herbs grew wild on the hillside, and no one to tend to them. The trees and animals fell silent, with no one to speak with them. There were no more dragons seen on the winds of the morning. It wasn't long until the witches were retreated to the last few strongholds, the Black Forest of Saxony, the drifting Isle of Lemuria, a certain haunted fen in the south of England, and it was sometimes called Avalon. One night, the mother and the crones staggered into that misty moor, battle-worn, hopeless, and there they met the maiden. They knew by their familiars that they shared some kind of kinship, if by soul, if not by blood, and they shared a meal around the fire that night. And there, in the woods, at the bitter end of the age of witching, the 3 of them began to plan. The maiden had a place deep in the woods where the remains of a tower stood well hidden. The mother had the strength to defend it, at least for a while. The crone had something worth defending, her decades of study, all her words and ways, and she wrote down every spell that she remembered, or even half remembered, and then she slipped out into the world to gather every unburned book or surviving scroll that she could. Word spread among the remaining witches, and the women arrived every day with scraps of spells, charred recipes. In return, the 3 taught them as much witchcraft as they could, for hiding and hurting, for birthing and breaking, for surviving, and some of them stayed to defend the Tor, to ward the tower, to patrol the fragile borders of their half-secret kingdom, but more often they fled back to their countrysides, and the 3 had the help of their own familiars too, as if magic itself did not want to be forgotten. When the tower was complete, with their snakes twined their bodies together into 3 circles and burned a mark into the tower door, and the 3 found after that they had a way back to the tower, no matter how far they traveled from it. I know. They did travel very far indeed. The crones spent weeks in the baked earth halls of the mosque at Dijon, and the mother completed 3 tasks set by the librarians at Constantinople. The maiden visited Cambridge and contrived to steal the entire room from their library, which she affixed to the tower. But fewer witches found them over the years. The three tasted ash on the wind and knew that George of Hyle was indeed coming. Yeah? What else? What else do you want to say? Yeah? What else? Are we just waking up? Maybe. Maybe. Later, the storytellers would say, 3 lost the battle at Avalon. Hyle and his inquisitors dragged them screaming to the stakes and broke the power of witching forever after. But if the 3, the cleverest witches of their age, battle-tested and uncanny, had wanted to escape, yeah, I know. If they had wanted to escape, they would have, but instead, they waited. They waited with their familiars at their feet and words on their lips. They fought George of Hyle for 3 days and 3 nights, while their daughters and sisters and friends vanished into the hills. And when they came to the end of their strength, they carved their promise into the tower door. Magnificae quodam, magnificae futuri, and knelt before Hyle with bent knee. He burned them that next day, back to back, flames dancing yellow and white in his eyes, and they did not scream as they burned, no, they sang. They sang about roses and ashes and falling together, hand in hand, because those words had never been spoken before, and they were no spell that he knew, and because men are fools when they think that they've won, George of Hyle ignored them. He didn't understand that the 3 had spent years wading deeper and deeper into witchcraft, studying spells from every nook and cranny of the world, that they had begun to wonder where the words and ways came from in the first place, and they began to write their own. The spells that they sang at night, it was a binding, far stronger and bolder than any worked before. They bound their souls to one another, and then to their beloved library. As they burned their bodies, their souls fled to the other side of elsewhere, and it took Avalon with them. And they took their towers, and the books, and the trees, and the stars, and even that tricksome autumn wind. And George raged at their escape. For years and years he scoured the earth for a sign of the last 3 witches of the West or the lost ways of Avalon. He found rumors and songs and bits of rhymes, but he never saw that black tower again. The 3 waited. They studied and argued and wept and despaired and dreamed an undying dream, and eventually they laid themselves down to sleep, and they let the shape of themselves coil among the black roots and dark earth, slipping between the stones and the brittle pages of books. Souls were never meant to linger for centuries, but they did not let themselves fade entirely. They waited, still clinging to the slimiest thread of themselves, for the day when they would be called back to the world, when what was lost would be found again, and witching would return. But that time never came. Well, damn. I didn't see any of that coming. Did you see it coming, honey? No, I didn't see it coming. Yeah, I know. Chapter 35. Ladybird, ladybird, fly away home. A spell for flight requiring a rowan and a starlight. If James Juniper closed her eyes, she could pretend that she's a little girl again, curled with her sisters on the rag rug beside the stove, while Mama Mags tells them tales. She can pretend it's all make-believe, and it's all myth, until Bella says tentatively, "But that isn't so. Avalon was called back, wasn't it? Even before us." And the crone almost smiles at her. "Well, it wasn't much use to hide the library if no one could ever find it again. We left the words with our daughters before they fled, so they could call us back when the world was safe again. But it never was safe. Until they called us, but still they called us from time to time." "Old Salem," Bella whispered. "And Weissensteg in the 1560s, before that, and the Aldkirk Green at the end of the century, Navarre in the early 1600s, well, any place where there were at least 3 witches with the will. But over centuries, there were fewer and fewer women who remembered the words and the ways. The age of witches was nothing but stories now, and we listened to those stories in the twisted darkness over the years, until every witch was called a wicked one. I don't know if I'll be making slime today. I might make some base today. It's possible. The crone's smile is still in place, but the corners are twisted and mournful. Well, he nearly got us in Salem. Tituba and her coven banished us back to nowhere just before the flames took us that time. Bella pressed her hand to her skirt pocket, where Juniper can see the square shape of her little black notebook. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I know. Stretch out. Stretch it out. Yeah. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. You're okay. Big stretches. Hi. Are we waking up on the wrong side of the mama? Yeah. Are we? Are we waking up on the wrong side of the mama? Yeah. Is that what's happening? Hi. It's okay to wake up, sweet girl. It's okay to wake up. I know. Are we hungry? Okay. We can eat. That's okay. We can eat. Yeah. We can eat. That's okay. We can eat. Shh. You're okay. You're not even awake yet, sweet girl. You're not even awake yet. Yeah. Don't you want to wake up? Don't you want to wake up? Don't you want to? Here. Hi. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful eyes. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. You're not hungry? You're pretending? You're just pretending you're hungry? It's right here. There we go. There you go. Okay. You eat. That's exactly how you feel when you wake up? That's funny. Did you hear what Aunt Liz said? She says she wakes up grumpy just like you. Why are you waking up grumpy, sweet girl? Why are you waking up grumpy? There's no reason for that. There's no reason to wake up grumpy. No. There's no reason. Here you go. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Are we settled? Do we want to finish reading? Yeah? Are we settled? Yeah? Are we settled? No. We're not settled. You don't want to eat with it, you just want to cuddle with it? You just want to cuddle with your breakfast? You don't want to eat it? You just want to cuddle with it? Okay, just cuddle then. That's it. Just cuddle with it then. You're pretending you want to eat it and then you're not. There you go. Yeah. The crone's smile is still in place, but the corners are twisted and mournful. He nearly got us in Salem. Tituba and her coven banished us back to nowhere before the flames took us. Bella presses her hand to her skirt pocket, and Juniper can see the square of her black notebook. I found the words written in the Sisters Grimm. They were half faded. Oh, the Sisters Grimm were clever girls, says the mother fondly. Jacobine and Willa called the tower and roused us from our sleep long after Old Salem, but they weren't interested in powerful words or ways. Perhaps they knew the trouble it would bring by then. They just wanted our stories. They wanted to make a nice profit for themselves, and they did, I heard. No one has called us since then, the maiden sighs. We thought perhaps no one ever would. We contented ourselves with the thought that at least he never found us. The maiden's eyes flicked up to the char shelves and sagging stairs, and then back to the eastwoods. Her voice cools considerably as she says, well, until recently, that is. A small, sorry silence follows while they listen to the surdations of ash and the hollow howl of the wind through the windows. Agnes breaks the hollow silence. Getting ill. She says his name carefully, the way a woman might stroke the edge of a freshly sharpened blade. And St. George of Hyle. You telling us they're the same man? Well, the same soul, at least, the crone allows. How, though? The three exchange a look that Juniper recognizes. It's the way three sisters look at one another when they've caused a great deal of trouble. Well, we should have known, says the crone. He watched us work our final spell. When the tower followed us to the dark, he understood what we'd done. He was a formidable witch himself by then, enough to try a binding of his own. The maiden's lip slides out from beneath her teeth. We weren't thinking about immortality. We were just trying to survive. We never meant... It doesn't matter what we meant. The mother's eyes are on the clenched fist shape of Agnes's face. The first time we were called back into the world, they told us George of Hyle had died a decade before, and he'd been sainted shortly after. But then we saw him. He wore a different face and a different name, Glenwald Hale, an inquisitor and a churchman, but we still knew it was him. We'd shown the secret bond of his souls, and he realized he could tether his soul to anything he liked, not just stones or roses or books. The crone's snake slithered from her wrist to her throat, sliding its obsidian cheek against hers in a gesture that looks almost like comfort. He bound himself to living bodies, one after another. All he needed was the ash of the bodies he was leaving, and something from the body he was stealing, and enough to stamp out the souls of the living, I suppose. She touches her familiar's head. I imagine he preys most often on the young and defenseless, to ease the binding. Juniper feels abruptly sick, like she's turned over a log and found something foul and dead beneath it. She remembers the story she heard, the dreamy, bookish boy whose favorite uncle died when he was young, how he changed after that and grew less dreamy and more calculating, how he asked his teachers to call him by his middle name, Gideon. Juniper wonders how it felt to have an ancient spirit steal your will, to colonize your body and march around in it like a wooden puppet. It's right here. It's right here. You don't have to get upset. Yeah, you don't have to be upset. There you go. There you go. And march around like a wooden puppet. She pictures the long line of bodies stretching behind him, plucked like ripe fruit and hollowed out from the inside and discarded as easily as apple peels. And what happened to the souls that he stamped out, she thinks? Did they fade when their bodies died, or were they dragged along from corpse to corpse, trapped in the hell of his making? Wild, you guys. Wild. Bastard. Her voice is a rasp twice burned. So he's just been hopping from kid to kid, getting a little smarter every time and a little meaner, gaining power and gaining witchcraft and, Bella gasps a little, covering his own tracks, stealing records, burning books, fading every word and way until just his remains. Her tone makes it clear that this includes her among his most insidious, Her tone makes it clear that she includes this book burning among his most insidious crimes. Agnes hasn't blinked or flinched. She remains stone-faced and implacable. Yeah, he's still scared, though. What do you think he's afraid of? Well, the same thing every powerful man is afraid of, the crone shrugs. The day the truth comes out. The day when he gets what's coming to him, the maiden says. The mother meets Agnes's eyes, and Juniper sees something pass between them. It's a gleam of a tossed blade. He's afraid of us. Oh. I gotta tell you guys, if this was a TV show or a movie, that would be the most banging scene end. Can you imagine the one with the sword grabs her sword and she goes, he's afraid of us. Oh, it's so good. Agnes feels her lips curling for the first time since her daughter was stolen. This isn't her usual smile. Her mouth feels oversupplied with teeth and her jaw aches, but there's a furious glee filling the hollow place that her heart left behind. And, why's that? It's nearly a purr when she says it. Well, because he burned our souls. Okay. What's the matter? Yeah? Yeah? What's wrong? Just open your mouth, sweet girl. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Yeah? You just want to sleep through the rest of it? Okay. Because he burned us, our souls rose from the ashes, and he knows it. Because we know exactly what he is, and we know how to end him. And then the crone's smile is subtly poisonous, the kind that has no taste or smell, because any binding may be broken. Tell me how. Well, the same way you break any other binding. You break the ways. You kill whatever body he's been wearing these days. Juniper makes a rasping sound in her throat. All right, if you're telling us the secret to killing him is to kill him, I swear by St. Hilda, I'm gonna hex you instead. Bella and the crone swat at her simultaneously. No, you banish his soul, the crone continues frostily. I imagine it will want to linger even without the binding, out of just habit and perhaps spite. All right, and how do we banish his soul? We wrote the words and ways especially for him, says the maiden, after we saw what he'd become, but it was strong by then, wrapped in stolen shadows, and no witch has ever gotten near enough to work the spell. Well, I'll get near enough, says Agnes. Teach me the words. The maiden does. Agnes is surprised to find that these words, too, are a familiar children's rhyme, made eerie by the burned tower. Yeah? You need to burp? You need to burp? Yeah? That's okay. And they are from a familiar children's rhyme made eerie by the burned tower and the slanting moonlight. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put George together again. Agnes repeats these words to herself, rolling them over her tongue. They taste like grave dirt and vengeance, like long overdue death, and Pan's claws flex around her shoulders, pricking her flesh. You are not invincible, Gideon Hill, she thinks, and Bella pushes her spectacles up her nose. And what about the three of you? If you bound yourself to Avalon and Avalon was burned, why haven't your souls been sundered then? The crone's eyes don't twinkle. Twinkling eyes are for soft, grandmotherly women who bake gingerbread and crochet scarves. But her eyes glint. Did you think I bound my everlasting soul to the books? To paper and ink? The glint sharpens. We bound ourselves to the words themselves, Belladonna. We won't fade until children forget the rhymes, and mothers lose their lullabies, and the last witch forgets the last word. Oh. Bella's face lights with a fervent, librarianish glow. So, the words still survived? They're still out there somewhere? They could be collected again and preserved. Or written anew. Every spell that exists was once spoken for the first time by a witch who needed it. Bella actually clasps her hands together. Then the library could. Oh, but it would take so much work. The crone just huffs. It always does. Always? Avalon wasn't the first library. Alexandria, Antioch, Avenentia, they just keep burning us, and we just keep rising again. I know, I'm sorry, it's true. Every time there's an old witch lady, it's always Madame Weatherberry. That's the only witch voice I've got for old ladies, you guys. We're running out of unique voices. We've read too many books. We're 2 years in, you guys. We've read too many books. Bella opens her mouth again, but Agnes stands dusting the ashes of the library from her skirt. Well, thank you all. She bows her head to the maid and the crone, and especially the mother. But I gotta go. Agnes looks down at her sisters, and it occurs to her that they might stay in this place if they liked, hidden and safe on the other side of somewhere. Eve isn't their daughter, after all. But Bella and Juniper are already standing, their shoulders warm on either side of hers, and Juniper looks a little wistfully at the tower, at the deepening night of nowhere around them. Free of the stink and the noise of New Salem, Agnes wonders if she's thinking of her nights back in Crow County, moon bright and alive, of the time when she did have a place to call home, and Juniper scuffs her shoe in the ash. All right, well, maybe we'll talk again someday, once Hill gets what's coming to him. The maiden looks up at Juniper in a manner that causes Agnes to recall that she has lived and listened to all the world for centuries. She's still the wild maiden of the woods, but there's a certain wisdom in her eyes too. He wasn't always what he is now, she says softly. A monster? Juniper supplies. A real rat bastard? The maiden flinches but doesn't disagree with her. He didn't used to be. I'm not so foolish as to think he could be redeemed, but I do wish. She chews at her lip with those sharp teeth. I wish he might die with his true name in his ears. Will you please tell it to him before his end? Her antlers brush the tangle of black in Juniper's hair as she whispers it into her ear, and Juniper frowns and then nods, solemn as a saint. They're nearly to the door, their palms reaching for the charred remains of the sign of the three, when Juniper turns back. Hey, could you really fly? Like on broomsticks, like in the stories and everyone said? The three smile at her in perfect unison, and in their eyes Agnes can see the shine of silver starlight and the damp silk of clouds and the memory of 1,000 wind-swept nights spent soaring above the slow turning of the world. Are we trying to hear that the maiden knew Gideon Hill before he turned bad? The stars twist away above them, and then Bella and her sisters are crouched together on the floor of an unfamiliar room. Their palms are pressed to a ragged circle carved into the floorboards, and the ceiling vault is high above them. There are rows of wooden benches alongside them, slicked smooth from years of use. It's been a long time since Bella set foot in a church, but she remembers the quiet of the air and the warm smell of candles and wine. A voice mutters a soft rhyme, and a hot golden light fills the room. Yeah? 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 Oh, really? Yeah? Yeah, do you need to get out and burp? We need to get, I know, that's what I was thinking, Jen. That's exactly what I was thinking, sorry. Okay, I will get you out so you can burp. I will get you out so you can burp. Yes, I will. Be born, okay. Yeah, you're out. Wake up happy, sweet girl. The stars twist away above them, and Bella and her sisters, no, I already read that, sorry. A voice mutters a soft rhyme, and a hot golden light fills the room. Bella blinks against the sting of tears and follows the light back to its source. Miss Cleopatra Quinn, sitting cross-legged against the pulpit with her wand glowing like the orange eye of a cat. Well, it took your time, didn't you, ladies? She says tartly, but Bella hears the warmth of relief behind her words. Bella doesn't bother to look anywhere else or even to stand. She crawls down the aisle and wraps both arms around Cleo's leg, and she lays her cheek against her knees. Well, get a hold of yourself, woman. Cleo's voice is rough, but her fingers on Bella's face are soft. Did you find what you needed then? Oh, thank you, Susan, thank you. Oh, Cleo, we saw them. We spoke to them. All the three of them themselves. I need a pen. Bella's fingertips fizz with the need to write everything down, to decant the marvels and curiosities of the last hour into the safety of ink and paper. She looks wildly into the shadows, as if an ink pen might materialize. Where are we? Well, we're at the Mother Bethel Church in New Cairo. We warded it best. We shouldn't linger anyway. We? Bella asks, and Quinn lifts her wand light, and other faces swim out of the darkness, lining the pews, the Hull sisters with their hoods pulled high, Jenny Lind looking grim, one eye blacked, and Yulia and her daughters sitting next to Annie Flynn, a scrawny, raw-boned girl who stares at Agnes with some combination of resentment and gratitude, and half a dozen others. Their shoulders are all squared, and their eyes are ready. The Sisters of Avalon, their sisters, still here. Can you believe it? We're going to start a revolution, sweet girl. You're going to start a revolution. You seem uncertain about the revolution, honey. I need you to get with the revolution. It's for all of us. Get with the revolution. Don't look uncertain. Certainty. Certainty in the revolution. Yeah. Juniper is grinning hard and fierce. Agnes is staring at all of them white-faced. What do you all... Oh... Oh. 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 What is it? What is it? Burps. Yeah. That's nice, huh? Okay. What are you all doing here? Yulia ticks her chin at Cleo. She called. She said you three were doing something very, very stupid. Yulia's voice goes gruff. She said, oh, you didn't like that Yulia called them stupid. You didn't like that. You didn't like that Yulia called them stupid. No, I know. Yes, baby girl, you're the leader of the revolution. You're the leader of the revolution. I know. Yeah. You are. You're the leader of the revolution. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can be the leader of the revolution. She said they took your baby girl, and Agnes swallows several times. You'll get her back now? Agnes nods once, her eyes like hot steel, and Yulia grunts. Bella waits for the sisters to ask questions like how or with what army, but they merely sit and wait, and Bella fights an embarrassing impulse to cry. She's rescued by Cleo tapping her gently on the shoulder. You spoke to them? Yes. Oh, sorry. Wrong. Cleo asked that. You spoke to them then? Yes, I mean, that is, their spirits. They invented a binding that breaches the usual corporeal bounds of a soul. They tied themselves to the library, or I guess to witchcraft itself, I suppose. And I was right about the rhymes as vehicles for the preservation of spells during the purge. They told us that Gideon Hill is an immortal and a witch. Oh, I know. Are you so sad about that? Are you so sad about that? Are you so sad about that? Are you hungry? Okay, don't turn into a puppy dog. We'll eat. You don't need a puppy dog. You don't need to be a puppy dog. No, you don't. We'll eat. No need to puppy dog. No need to be a puppy dog. You can just eat. No need to be a puppy dog. You can just eat. That's right. You can just eat. You don't have to make puppy cries. No. You don't have to make puppy cries. No, you don't. Yeah, you don't have to do that. Yeah, isn't that nice? You don't have to make puppy dog cries. No, you don't. She does this cry when she's really upset. It sounds like the saddest little puppy, and it breaks my heart. I can't handle it. She goes like, like that, and I cannot take it. It breaks my entire soul into 1,000 pieces. 1,000 pieces puppy dog sounds. Yeah. Okay, let's finish. Shall we finish while you're eating? I think we should. They told us that Gideon Hill is an immortal and a witch. Juniper interrupts. Perhaps, oops. Gotta prove the puzzle that I'm not a robot. Juniper interrupts, perhaps wisely. In addition to being a pain in our asses, they told us how to kill him. She slouches into a pew across from Yulia, crossing her staff over her lap. The only trouble will be catching him with his guard down and getting rid of those damn shadows of his. Her gaze lands on the burning light at the end of Cleo's wand, her eyes narrow in speculation. Huh. And then Bella shakes her head. No, that's just a housewife's spell to shed light. I'm not sure it could do anything but annoy him. Yeah, but what if there was more of us? And what if he didn't see it coming? If we could catch him at some kind of public speech or maybe a parade? He's bound to hold one of those eventually. A man like him always does. Agnes's voice slides across Juniper's thin and tired. We have until tomorrow at sundown. Bella and Juniper stare at her. Yeah, here's the thing. Hill made a deal with me, Agnes swallows. I'm supposed to betray you to him by tomorrow at sundown if I want to get Eve back alive and well. She speaks her daughter's name carefully, as if it's broken glass or bent nails in her mouth likely to cut her. Oh. Juniper scrubs her palms over her face. And, what'd you say to that? Agnes swallows, throat tensing in the long shadows of the wand light. I said yes. Juniper nods, unbothered. Good girl. Doesn't give us long to plan, though. Any of you know a way to get the mayor out in public surrounded by our people? Jenny? Inez? A pair of lines appear to be drawn between her brow. Hey, where's Inez? Jeannie answers, her voice shaky and very slight. Wait, hold on. They got her yesterday. They got elected too. We were trying to get food to the girls in the deeps, but the shadows held them fast. I tried to stay with them, to help, but Inez told me to run. She was forceful. Jenny touches the swollen edge of the bruise around her eye. Juniper doesn't say anything, but the lines between her brow deepen. Her shoulders bow as if a heavy weight has settled over them, and it occurs to Bella that she doesn't look much like the wounded and wild 17-year-old who came staggering into the city 6 months ago. There's a gravity to the features, a weight to her limbs, as if she's seen the price of her wildness and she's no longer certain that she wants to pay that price. Bella feels the heat of Cleo's fingers on her shoulders, and she wishes for a wild second that the two of them could run, that they could leave the city or this country or the world itself. From the corner of her eye, Bella sees Juniper's shoulders unbow, and her eyes kindle. They're unsettling in an expression. Yeah. Familiar to Bella as the light generally precedes something dangerous or illegal. You know, Juniper Poops or toots? Poops or toots, sweet girl? Was it poops or toots? Poops or toots? Yeah. Are we getting it out? We're finally getting out our poops? Took a while. Yeah. Took a while, huh? Yeah. Whoop. Mommy's dropping her Kindle. Yeah. Oh, darn. Sorry. I'm sorry, honey. I lost my page. I lost my page. Just give Mommy a second. Yeah. Okay. You want to lay the other way? Okay. You can lay this way. Okay. Even though it's poops, you still want to eat? Yeah? Or was it just toots? Poops or toots? Yeah? Okay. All right, let Mommy find her page. Let's find her page. Okay. Sorry, guys, I lost my page and we gotta scroll back. I know, they're so cute. It's so funny. Let's see. Something dangerous or illegal. You know, Juniper observes to the gathered women, there's nothing more public than a good old-fashioned witch burning. And it's nearly the equinox. Her tone is conversational, almost airy now, but Bella feels the cold slither of premonition in her stomach. She can sense the edges of Juniper's idea through the thing between them, formless but terrifying, and Agnes gives her their sister a quelling, don't even think about it kind of frown that tells Bella she feels the pull too. So, Juniper stands and strolls down the aisle, staff clacking. She spins on her heels to face them and spreads her arms wide like some ancient priestess offering a bloody-handed blessing. Let's give this city what they want. Oh, snap! They're going to plan their own witch burning to catch Gideon because he's a witch. That's actually kind of genius, right? They're like, if it's a witch burning they want, it's a witch burning they'll get, just not who they think. Did you hear that, baby girl? I think we're going to burn Gideon Hill at the stake. I think that's what's going to happen. I know. I'm here for it, too. I don't know, because you guys know I don't do spoilers and I don't read ahead, but I think that's what they're going to do. All right, so because we're so far into this book, I'm going to go into my library thing today and figure out which of the books on our list is coming up next. And I'll let you guys know what we're going to read next in the chat. And then on Monday, we'll probably finish. Well, let me just see how far we're into this. Maybe we're at part 4, so I don't know if we're really going to finish this. I know. We're at 81%, and we probably won't finish it Monday, but we'll definitely finish it this week. So we'll see. But I'll let you guys know in the chat what's coming next. This is crazy. I can't wait to see them burn Gideon at the stake. Oh my God.